back to my channel. My name is Jane Okoye, and today's video I am speaking to upcoming musicians, actors, dancers, producers, sound engineers, PR, A&E. If you're in the creative industry, this video is for you. Like, it is for you. This video is made for you. So I just have a few pointers that I want to just give to you guys as with regards to finding your best fit, picking your core team, especially as an upcoming creative, and then maybe how to come up with a business plan and all that good stuff. So let's jump right into today's video. So my first pointer is hiring your team. This for me is a make or break, especially at the foundation years of your career. The people that you bring together to be your core team as a creative makes or breaks you. And that is in the sense that if you carefully pick the team, it will enable you as a creative to set up yourself for the long run in your career. But if by accident, if by your village people, if by mistake, you pick the wrong team, your career will end as it's just starting. I don't even think it will start, but it will end before it even starts. So it's very important. So let's jump into it. So the first person on your team as a creative person, be it musician, actor, whatever, the first person on your team is usually a manager or a lawyer. Most people tend to lean towards getting a manager first. I'm not going to say get a lawyer first because you people feel like I'm biased because I'm a lawyer, but get a lawyer first. That's my personal unsolicited advice. Most creatives usually pick a friend or a relative to be their manager. And for me, I don't feel like this is a bad thing because if you want someone to manage you in the early stages of your career, you want someone you can trust, you tend to want someone you know so that you both kind of grow together. Like, you know what, if I eat, you eat, that kind of mentality. And that's fine, that's not a problem. But I would usually advise creatives to get a lawyer and a manager because if you have an inexperienced manager, your industry lawyer would be able to get you into rooms your manager will not be able to get you into. So having both on your team also helps. And with a lot of lawyers in the entertainment field, a lot of them have plugs to like label owners, they have plugs to producers, they have plugs to PR people, they have plugs in places that you might need your talent to get into. So if you have a friend or a family member as your manager, it is good to at least get a lawyer that is kind of experienced in the field and has a few people under their belt to represent you. You guys can figure out payment schemes on different days. But if you want me to go into how that works sometimes, let me know and I'll make a separate video on that. So yes, the first person on your team or the first two people on your team are usually a manager or a lawyer. And yeah, that's the first. The next person to get on your team is a business manager. This is usually, people usually get a business manager when they start seeing some sort of return in their career. So you're making profits, you have a few, pounds, sterling, dollars, naira laying around that you might want to now start investing. So your business manager will usually handle your finances, handle your investments, and kind of everything that's surrounding that. So business managers are usually more expensive to get because it takes a lot to keep a new artist stable and afloat as the upcoming artist. So it usually takes a lot more work. So they're going to charge a lot more. So it's very expensive to get one. So I feel like getting one would be advised once you start seeing a return in your career, in your talent. So yes, that's the next person to have on your team as a creative. So the last person I would advise a creative to get on their team is an agent. Musicians sometimes might not want to get a record label. Actors might not want to get signed to a film house. However, if you get an agent, they would be able to get you gigs that you might not very much have connections to get. They have the right connections, they have the right push as well, and the right marketing strategies that might also help you advance your career as an independent creative. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's also important to get an agent if you feel like it works for you. However, some creative would rather prefer to either get signed to a record label or signed to a film house that you kind of grow with them, and then dancers might want to sign to a particular dance firm or whatever the case may be. But some people want to be able to work for anyone at any time. So getting an agent kind of gives you the leg into different houses, and you get a job from different kind of people, if that makes sense. So that's why I would advise getting an agent. These are the 4 people I feel like you need as a core in your team as a creative to kind of kickstart. So that's a manager, a lawyer, a business manager, and an agent. If you want me to do a separate video on their actual roles in your career, let me know, and then I'll film a separate video. So the next step is finding your best fit. The advice I would usually give with regards to finding your best fit is to do what makes you the happiest. What makes your soul dance and think, or what makes you the happiest person. Like, you could wake up and dance at 3 a.m., create a choreography. If it's contemporary dance that you want to do, you could do that. You don't have to do hip hop or whatever you feel like is popping at this point in time. You would create a space to do something that you feel like that's the best thing that kind of speaks and makes you the happiest person when you're doing it. That's where I will say start. Because let me use the music scene as an example. People feel like to get into the music scene, the fastest way is to be an artist. No. There is a lot in this field. There is production, there is writing, there is managing, there is promoting. There are different career paths in the music entertainment field that you can dive into. Sometimes you might not want to be the person singing, you can be a songwriter. You might not want to be the person writing, you could be the producer. You could be the person doing the promotion. You could be the person doing A&R. Like, there's so many different career fields in this our industry that you can dive into. So that's the first point. So I feel like you can start off your career and begin on a path and then easily change to something else. Let's use Young John as an example. He started off producing music. Now he's an artist. Let me give you another example. Don Jazzy Olamide, they started off as artists and now they're label owners. They are now signing new talents under their labels. So I feel like you could always transition. Start with somewhere that makes you happiest at this point in time. It doesn't mean that's where you're going to start and end. You could always transition to a different career path. The last pointer is business plan. I feel like a lot of people want to make a business plan when you're successful. No. Or when you have some sort of clout. But no. I feel like as an upcoming creative, you need to have a business plan. But for you to be able to have a business plan, you need to first define what it is you want to do in the creative field and what success means for you. Like, only you can answer that question. I can't help you in that area. Once you have that defined and answered, you can then draw out a business plan for yourself. So once you have a clear vision of what success is to you and what may be required of you to make these plans successful, you will then have a clear vision for investors to come in and also help you fund this. Because if you have a business plan, you've kind of penned down things. You know how much it will take you to get all your production equipment. You know how long it will take you to, how much you would charge to produce a song, how much you would charge for an album. You kind of have all this stuff so that when an investor now comes along, you're professional and organized to be like, this and this is what I need money for. This amount of money is going to go into this. This is how much I want to charge per session. This is how much I want to charge for production. And every song I get this, I'm able to repay you this in this amount of time. Do you get what I'm saying? So once you have that clear vision, it shows that you're actually serious with what you're doing, number one. It shows that you're professional, number two. And it shows that you're organized, number three. So when investors see these things, they are willing to put down the money because you are showing numbers. You are showing them potential. You're showing them like, I'm serious to do this. I'm not just sitting and coasting. Do you know what I'm saying? So once you have all this kind of question answered, it would also help your core team, that is being your manager, your lawyer, your business manager, your agents, to also help you to formulate a plan that would push you to achieve these business plans that you kind of already penned down. So yes, those are kind of like my quick pointers to upcoming creatives in the entertainment field or industry. So if you have any question, please comment it below and I will be sure to answer it for you. If you guys have any questions that you might have for me as an entertainment lawyer, just comment it below, drop a comment or send me a DM on Instagram and I will be sure to get back to you. So, yeah. Okay, so guys, that is my few pointers to upcoming creatives in this entertainment field. So if you have any question, do make sure to drop it below and I will get back to you. So until then, I'll see you guys back here in my next video and do have a great day and have a great week. Bye guys.